Right.
We're live. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us this evening as we do the first commentary on what are we doing this on?
Time to go. Time to go.
Welcome to the sex challenged phone in, and everybody's manning the phones at the moment. We got Nige there in his phone in, drinking a Coke.
Oh yeah. Go on, we'll let you do that again, Howie, if you want. You can try again. It was very entertaining, that was. It was great.
Yes, welcome to Glastonbury for the first sex phone-in scandal. BBC Strictly Come Dancing analysis. And manning the phone tonight is Nige, Tojj29. And we've got our consultant, Jerry, and we've been joined by Jerry, who's our American correspondent. Over to you, Jerry. How is it over there in the States, and what are people's opinions? And back to the studio and over to Joe.
I'm going to move that over.
Hello there. Well, you've heard the intro. That's a very, very good intro. That I like that. It's all true as well, by the way. And hello, Dylan. Welcome. Yeah, today we've got a full house today. We've got 4 people here. If anybody else wants to join in, let me know, and I shall put the link in the. Let me put the link in the description now, if I can do that.
Did we decide how many you can have on screen at once? Is it 5 or 6? 5, wasn't it?
You can have 10 on it.
Yeah.
10.
The reason I know that is, you know, Motorbahn, Virginia. Do you know him?
Mm-hmm.
He had 10 on his live stream. I think it was yesterday, and there was other people waiting to go on as well. So as people going off, one coming on. So he had 10, and that was quite rare. I've never seen any live stream with 10 people on before.
We've got 4 people watching, so we could make it up to 8 if they wanted to jump in. But
I could do. Yeah, we've never had more than, I think 5 is probably the maximum I've ever had. But after that, it gets a bit hairy, doesn't it? But I get a little bit better, I think, anyway.
That's handy.
Yeah. Now, this week I'm going to try and
count video, chat, and drive.
Right, what I want to do this week is add some spanners. If anybody else wants a spanner, let me add. Jerry, you said you're okay with that, aren't you? Let me see if I can try and do it with Jerry's. If you have to put a comment, I think if you put a quick hello in the comments, then we'll probably get you there. I think. Let me see if I can try one here. Nope, I can't do it from there. So yeah, I'm going to try and add a few. Makes it a bit easier for people to track. If somebody comes on the channel and they're in the chat on the side, you can just click on the name and go to their channel and have a quick look. And if you like the channel, you can subscribe or just have a quick browse around. Good evening, Andy.
Joe,
hello, Andy.
You've got my old my logo, the old one.
Oh, well, there's a story behind that as well. The reason being is this week, I know every week I'm always busy, aren't I? And I've never got time for things. This week's been a bit more busy than normal. And that one there was on a different screen I had on the back. But I could only find that one on the computer. I've got a new computer, so I haven't got all the files transferred over. So it's my fault. That will be updated next week. Promise you that. Gives me something to do. Let me see. I'm just going to try and do something here.
It's funny. Just before we came on, I just watched your video, Jerry, with the RS down the drag strip.
Oh yeah.
I commented on it. That wasn't bad for stock, was it? With all the weight left on it, the mirrors, the bar, the toolbox.
Not for an old guy riding it, anyway.
Oh, no.
Don't your cap blow off when you're doing them kinds of speed?
Do you turn your cap round, don't you, Jerry?
Yeah.
You have to.
It was getting so warm out there. I had my leather suit on. I said, it's too hot for that. And as long as you go below 120 miles an hour, you don't have to put it on. So just
below 120.
Hey, Alec.
Good evening,
Alex. Alex is staying in that Airbnb that I was in a while ago.
Oh,
yeah, Alex. I was just having a little tinkle on the piano, so you're all good.
Can you play the piano? Yep.
Mm.
I can see
What's
it.
going on with your
Gary.
hair? It keeps on growing at the top.
Oh yeah,
I've
yeah.
got-
Your head's on
I've got-
fire.
It's
Yeah.
alive. It's like your hair's alive.
Looks like you got a bushfire going on there.
Well, I still
It's like
haven't got
someone's made a nest in it.
I still haven't got the Ace Pro working, but I will do when I get some time, Nige. Just thought I'd let you know that. Because Bad Company's
Actually,
in
as you
conversation.
mentioned that, if
Right.
anyone was thinking of buying one of those Action 5 Pros,
Yep.
at the moment, I think they will address it because quite a few have moaned about it on the DJI forums. You can't use it as a webcam.
You can't use it as a webcam.
Yeah, this is the Action 4 I'm using at the moment. If you use the 5 as the webcam, the picture's fine. It doesn't transmit the audio though.
Wow, that's not
And
good. Is it?
quite a few have been moaning about it.
Well, the Insta Ace Pro, you can use that as a webcam.
I wouldn't know. I never did use it. Oh, no, tell a lie. I used it once. Used that
Yeah, it
once
does.
as a webcam.
It does work as a webcam. And
Andy says it's like watching a retirement home video. I love it.
it's not Stones and Knees. Got them. Now, on
Hi,
that,
Jimmy.
you know
Nigel,
your
watch. Go ahead. I'll be quiet.
no, carry on.
No, go for it. I'll get them after.
I was just going to say your nipples for your camera, Nige.
Uh-huh.
I've designed what I've done. The ones that you've got, the round ones, I took them off. But here's one that I'm going to be making on my computer next week. I've drawn it up now. I think I've just got to print them. And what I've
You're going
done,
to print them?
I'm going to print some the size of the button, but a deeper. So you get like a 5 millimeter square button at the top of it.
Uh-huh.
If you know what I mean. So I'm going to give that a go and let you know how I get on with that. But it's your
Duncan's arrived late. He said it's like last of the summer wine.
yeah. Oh. I'm only nipper 50. So who's the youngest? Oh, he's the youngest actually. Yeah, that's the youngest one we've got, I think, at the moment. So yeah, I'm going to make some of them, and next week.
Lunch.
Pardon?
What time's lunch?
He's doing his retirement home impression.
I want to
gotta
go
wait a while.
home.
You've got to wait a while for that.
2 Ford in the house.
Yeah, 2-4. Welcome to the channel. He's a good man, 2-4. Go and have a check out his channel. Brilliant. So, as I say, if you've got a moderator access, anybody here, I can show you. If you go to say 2-4, little 3 bars on the right hand side of 2-4, and you click on that, you will get an option. You can see the option that you've got, like you can go to the channel or just have a look and see what the channel's about. And it's a good way for people to connect. Now, I learned all that from Motorbomb, Virginia. He does all his live streams and things well, and that channels over there, they all use that system, and I think it's a really, really good system, to be honest. Yeah.
Can I have a play with that? Put user in timeout.
No.
Oh.
Who are you thinking of? Who you think of putting it? Hey? Not me. Anyway. Right, has anybody had any videos out this week? I know you've put one out, Alex, haven't you?
Yeah. The
I
latest one
remember
from
the
Norway.
place. Pardon?
The latest one from Norway.
Yeah, very, very nice place that as well. Amazing when you're riding past that, like a big lake. Was it a lake you passed? Mountains and things, very nice.
Yeah, they've got fjords or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
There's water everywhere. That was a great ride that day. That was just stunning.
Yeah.
The whole of Norway's like that. There's hardly a boring bit to be had in Norway.
And Andy's saying it's very expensive there.
It sure is, yeah.
Is that right across the board though? Is everything expensive, or is it just fuel, things like that, touristy stuff?
Well, I was in a lot of places that weren't really touristy, and that were still expensive. I mean, a 500ml bottle of water was £3.
Crazy.
That was just out of a local garage, so it wasn't even like for tourists.
And he says fit women, though. I think he means they go running a lot or keep fit.
Hard to catch.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I'm trying to get
One of the hotels I was in, there was a girl from Scotland working in it. It was a day off.
In Norway.
In Norway, yeah. So she lived there. She wasn't just a student or anything. She lived in Norway.
Wow.
And actually, when I think about it, in Denmark, one of the girls on the reception at the ferry came from Shetland. So they can't get away from bloody Scots.
Right, let me bring that back up.
It's a lovely place. Let me just see. I just want to go through something here. I've got a question as well regarding YouTube. If anybody's got any help. Sometimes when I'm watching videos on YouTube, it comes up the good evening, Zed. Nice to see you. It comes up on a different sort of quality. It might come up in 360, 720, or 4K. Some of them come up in 4K straight away, and some of them don't come up in 4K straight away. They come up in a different mode, and you have to switch them on. Is there any way that you can actually set the video so it always comes up as a 4K video, rather than having somebody to actually click on it, if you know what I mean, and upgrade it when they're watching it?
I think it's when you export it to YouTube, you put a 4K video.
I've never had.
I use Filmora, and it depends what you're putting out on there. So I click it as the highest resolution I can do, and it usually comes up as 4K. I mean, I did one today, but I didn't have a lot of time, so I only did it in 720 because the plane.
I know what you mean, Joe. I know what you mean. Some come up as a high res straight away, don't they? And some
That's
don't.
it, yeah.
I think YouTube does whatever it does with that.
Yeah.
I mean, Andy's just said no. I presume he means there's no way you can set it to.
Yeah, because I do know that if your videos, if you uploaded a video, it takes time for it to goes up to 4K, doesn't it? And if you upload a video and don't hold it for a while, if that's clear, then it's not a full resolution, I don't think.
I
wonder if
it's to do with the streaming, the network. It does a test and says, "Oh, that's not so good. Have it in 720."
Unless you're watching it while that is still converting it to 4K.
That's true. Yeah.
I get it because it's converted to high res, 20 minutes or whatever. I mean, I did one a day as a test where I put one up as a 360 video through the X4 just to see how long it would take. But immediately when it went up, I took it down. But it took forever. But it came up, and it took 20 minutes for it to,
sort itself out.
Export up or sort itself out to 4K. But yeah.
It says here, if you're watching YouTube on your phone, it will select the optimum resolution for your connection strength. So it might be connection strength thing, I think. Strange.
Yeah. Strange. Porno goes straight in at 4K.
Oh, dear. No problem. Shall I give that a go and see? Hang on a minute. I'm just going to take another page and see what happens on that one. Oh, dear. No, I was just wondering what it was, but if I'll probably give it a try, see if I can get the resolution better straight away. Now, there's a new motorbike out apparently, and it's the NT1100. Have you heard about that, Alex? The new one, the 2025 one.
I have, and it looks like a big upgrade. I like what they've done with the design. I like what they've done with suspension. And all the other little tweaks that they've done. Very nice, and it's still reasonably cheap. Well,
it's £13,000, isn't it, or something like that for the hood, I think, isn't it? Something like that.
Yeah. I think the electronic suspension comes in at just over 14 grand.
14,000.
And that's DCT as well. Yeah, very nice. I like the blue one. If you bring the blue one up, the blue one's.
Yeah, let me see if I can get that on here a minute. Let me just take this on here a minute. Got to this.
Oh yeah, it looks all right, doesn't
it?
Well, here it is. Here.
From a design point of view, they've taken that side panel and they've broken it up, so it's not a great big slab of colour now. They've put a plastic insert or something that makes it look a lot better, in my opinion.
Yeah. Let's see the overview. Let's see if we can get the overview on here. What's it saying now? I'm missing a few things here. Okay.
I said to Andy when he said it comes straight up as 4K, I said, well, that's what I film most of my Pornhub videos in. He said he can watch YouTube for hours, but porno for only a few minutes.
Let me see if I can find this bike.
Yeah. They still haven't made that a shaft drive, though, have they?
No. And that's a shame, isn't it?
That'll never come, Nige.
Do you not reckon? Is that down the cost, you reckon, or?
I think the engineering requirements to convert that output to shaft drive for the amount of units they'll sell, nah, they'll not do it.
It's a big job, isn't it?
I would say so.
I'm trying to find the blue one. I can't find the blue one. Is this it here? Is that the one there? That's the one we got there. That's the blue one there.
It's a really deep colour.
To me, the design looks very similar to the design it is now, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's subtle changes. If you look at the side of the tank,
yeah,
they've put an insert into it, so they've broken up that great big swathe.
Oh, yeah, going forward on the tank. Yeah, you can see that. Yeah, on the front side here, you mean?
Yep, I think it looks a lot better. And they've got another set of decals that you can put on them that looks really smart.
Yeah, but do you think that's them saving money by not having to do, because the side panel there's all painted at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah,
so saving money on that sort of thing.
I think it's a design. I think it's an enhancement to the looks.
Yeah.
Jerry's just said his party's starting, so he's going to have to check out.
No problem. Thanks for coming along, Jerry. Do appreciate it.
Yeah.
Good, very good.
Cheers, Jerry.
And enjoy the party. Don't drink too much.
I wonder if you'll get medals. I wonder if you get given medals at his party.
I don't know, but let me see. Anyway, so yeah,
another one to add to the collection.
So is anybody going to buy the new NT1100? If you're not an NT1100 fan, then I suppose you wouldn't. But
do you know what? I actually had a look today at the CB650 Eco Clutch thing or Eco Gear thing.
Clutch, yeah.
Yeah,
well,
I thought, is that an option for me when I need a lighter bike? And I looked at it, I thought, well, it's too small. It's too tiny.
Well, the new NT1100's got an E-clutch. I don't know what the difference is between an E-clutch and an ordinary clutch. Is it just mean it's got a solenoid that pulls the clutch in automatically, or?
I don't think the NT's got an E-clutch. I think it's still DCT. I don't think they're bringing
the new one.
No, I think on that new one it says there is going to be an E-clutch option.
There is going to be an E-clutch, I think, on it. But I don't know what the difference is. Whether that's like an ordinary clutch with some sort of solenoid control in it. I'll have to have a look at that. That's exactly what it is. It's simplified solenoid that's changing the gears for you. It's a cheaper way of doing the gears, then, isn't it? It's a cheaper way of getting them automatic, isn't it? Hello,
apparently it's lighter, so you're saving weight and complexity.
Yeah. And it must be cheaper to make, I guess. Obviously,
they'll bring it to quite a few bikes, I would imagine.
Now, there's another that Dylan's saying. The indicators are built into the lights. I didn't see that.
Yeah,
that must be built in. Is it built into the front console of the light?
It's part of the top of the headlight at the top.
Oh, is it?
There's a strip of orange.
An indicator's got to be a certain distance apart.
It's on the outside of the. I mean, there must be UK legal because.
Yeah, but like I say, if you put it on you got the the sort of like daytime running light, if it's a long strip, then that might be far enough apart. Looking at the front of that,
Yeah.
if they're
So
on the
it's
very
at
edge
the top.
of it, then they're probably okay. But yeah, wow.
It's at the top half of that strip of light that you see there. They've done it with the ADV, the XADV as well. That's went that way. You would never know I'm a Honda fanboy, would you?
I think it's better without the indicator sticking out, though. To be honest with you,
Yeah.
I prefer it like that.
I've only ever had 2 Hondas in my life, and one of them was a SS50, and the other one was a CB200, and that's all I've had.
Hondas are alright. I've always had Hondas. I like Hondas.
Yeah.
Yeah, you meet the nicest people on a Honda was the advertising slogan, wasn't it?
That's right. Yeah, that was long. That was a long time ago. That advert was when they were riding a little pooch moped, like a pooch side moped around, wasn't it? A 50cc thing.
Yeah.
I did a 200-mile round trip on the NT this week.
Where was that?
I went. So when you eventually see the video of it, I was saying we're going to Glen Campbell, right? Yeah, we're not going to see a concert. It was Glenn Douglas I'm heading to, but for some reason in my head, I had it as Glenn Campbell. I mean, what a doc. Anyway, in the
You didn't burst in the song then.
Well, no, thankfully not. But that was in the Loch Lomond and Trossachs National Park on the west coast. It was really.
Oh, down off the old A82.
Yes, I think it is. That's that one that runs up the side of Loch Lomond, yeah?
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah, because you got that area. Is it not Duck Pond? There's one area in there that it's got the massive lay-by and a hotel there, and on the side of Loch Lomond.
Yeah, I think that was further down because it was only about maybe 7 or 8 miles from Crane Lanark going down that you turned off into I was going to say Gwen Campbell, but Gwen Douglas. But it was great. The NT was brilliant. Thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a good one. There's German Jobbies.
Jobbies is here, yeah.
I've got to have a look because it's bugging me.
What are you looking at? On what? I missed that.
That area off the side of Loch Lomond. It's all right. It's got a certain name. I'm sure there's the Duck Hotel or something in it.
Don't know.
I've lost a bit of.
Otherwise, they'll be bugging me ridiculous.
Right. Well, anyway,
lost Nige, whatever that is.
I feel I got to say the Bonnie Banks of Loch Lomond. Is that the one?
Might be.
Is there a high road and is there a low road going to it? That's what I want to know.
Well, it must be a high road. Loads of people used to take it.
I thought take the high road was a TV series, but never mind.
Bay Marina. Does that mean anything to anybody?
More Agaby turning in her grave. I can't even find Loch Lomond name.
It's still there, Nige. I saw it last week.
There it is. Yes, it is, Dunk. It's by Luss.
I lost. Sorry, I'm moving around here. Let me just. I've got a little thing going on the side here. I'm trying to record the channels, but it's not playing ball at all.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the new NT as well. It's more power as well. I think it's 112 Newton meters as opposed to 105, so they give it a bit more power.
It was never short of power anyway. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, it's got plenty.
Bay Marina, right? There we go. Learn something.
Yeah, Duck Bay. That was it.
Duck Bay Marina.
Yeah. I remember we stopped there when we came up and did our trip on the way up.
I don't think I'm going to be upgrading my bike anyway, because I think that bike will last me for the rest of my life. That will now.
Yeah.
The cost of upgrading them, it's not worth it. You never get the money back off them.
I'm not prepared to take a huge drop on trading that in for a new NT. That's for sure.
No, because second-hand bikes now, you don't get anything way near what they're worth for them when you trade them in, for sure. Even if they're reasonably new, a year old or something like that.
Nige knows all about
that. Oh yeah,
yeah.
That was about $5,000 that Versus in a year.
Yeah, it's a lot, isn't it? That's the way it is. All even cars are the same, aren't they? Cars, motorbikes, they all do the same, but they all have to make a bit of money.
I mean, that Kawasaki dealer where I bought it, luckily they had the GS in, because they were offering me, I mean, some of the dealers, and this was dealers, some of the ridiculous quotes was about $7,000 for my Versus, and yet they gave me 12,250. So quite a bit of difference.
I just wonder what they give second-hand, what I'd get a trade-in value for the new NT1100. It's only a year old. Mine was less than a year old. It's not a year old yet. But
the problem is that first year is the biggest hit, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah,
that's like your biggest loss, isn't it?
Dealers,
he's uploading a video about this at the moment.
Wow, interesting. I have to get on that one.
I don't know whether he's still on about Pornhub or whether he's on about flogging his bike.
How's the back, Nige?
I'll get a tempt fate and touch wood. Not as bad as it was this morning.
Good.
I've
had this a month now.
It's a nightmare. Now, all I did, I pulled on my drive, I opened the door, flung my legs out to get out, and my back just bloody spasmed.
What's you do that?
I'm having to go to the doctors to get a sick note now, isn't it?
You'd have to bother with that. You kind of like you're missing out, don't you? Really, when you can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
Can't have a sick day.
I could have made it last a week off.
Dunk says got mud traded in for my Goldwing. He's going in
TMF. I didn't get it with all these trading. Now these people that go around that change their bike like they change their pants. You know, they keep them for more than about a year. How much money over that 10-year period have they lost? When they've been,
shitloads, I can guarantee it, because I used to do it. Terrible.
You know, I just don't get it.
So how often would you change your bike if you were buying? Say you bought a new motorbike. How often would you physically change the bike?
5 years.
At least every 3 years, wouldn't it? You wouldn't change that.
Yeah, if you're on a PCP, you probably would. But you know, when you were younger, you had a good bike. You kept it for a few days.
You want to put that one up, Joe? Put Andy's comment.
It's coming. It's coming. Don't you? Is a great motor. That's
true.
Oh my goodness me!
Oh dear.
Oh, brilliant.
Oh,
it's like keeping the mileage down.
That bike on waste on. Doc just said whenever I get bored with the current one, really.
I even wrote it down so I wouldn't forget. What boots do you all wear? Just normal riding boots?
Size 10.
Because the soles on my Alpine Stars are pretty much worn out now. So I'm thinking of getting a pair of those, I don't know what you call them, dual sport adventure. They're not adventure, they're not off-road boots, but they got like the buckle straps. Because since I've become rather portly, my calf muscles have got bigger and I have trouble getting boots to go around it.
I normally buy the cheapest, as long as it's a decent sort of make. I don't buy the most expensive. I don't buy the cheapest ones, but just a reasonable sort of make.
I wear wellies.
Wellies.
I don't know if there is. I got a pair of Hungarian boots, and they've served me for the last 6 years. They're absolutely brilliant. They're as comfortable. I actually wear them when I'm out. You know, if I'm out, just do you want to put some boots on? If they're about, but they're the ones I use on the bike. But they're really comfortable. But there's no Hungarian stores anymore, so you can't get the damn things. So
I'm just making a note of what Dunk says he's got. Passago. Because I was looking at those Alpine Stars Corazoles or whatever they are.
Do you find that most of these boots, when you try them on, they're too tight and too small? Because most of they look like they're, well, when you see where their place of origin, it's Italy. And these Italians must have really tiny little feet, because I can't fit half the damn things. And when you order a pair of boots, if I order, I always order 11s now, because I find a size 10 is like a size 9. I think there's like a mismatch. Does anybody find the same thing?
I've got Alpine Stars that were tight to begin with, but with wearing them, they've eased right off. So I just, for me, it's breaking them in. But,
yeah.
And that, I mean, Andy's just hit on something there. Is like when you're off the bike walking around, and I find that I've had 2 pairs of Alpine Stars, and because like when you're off the bike, I think that's what wears them out pretty quick. I think.
Clean boots. I've never heard of.
I wear kind of urban boots, you know, they're kind of ankle boots, motorbike boots. I don't know what the make of them are, but I got them from sports bike shop.
Alpine Stars SMX6s. They sound very nice and posh.
I mean, I've got to admit, the Alpine Star boots have been brilliant, but I just find the soles wear out. But then they haven't got a lot of tread on them as such on the bottom to start with.
Yeah, but you don't normally walk around in your bike boots, yeah? Normally you're on your bike and you go to where you go and then you change your shoes or something, I would guess.
Yeah, you want to be comfortable if you're having a cup of coffee with your mates on a ride. You're doing a bit of a walk out. And I found that if you're hobbling along in a pair of tight old bike boots. But yeah, hi Gary, they're fantastic boots. Mine
they don't make you walk like goose step, do they?
No.
I'll tell you what, I wear a lot in the summer. H, you know the boots we wore at work, the Magnums.
Yeah, Magnum.
I find for the summer they're brilliant on the bike.
I might get me a pair of them, pair of Magnums.
Yeah,
they're tasty.
Oh, you can get all sorts of flavors as well with different, mint
chocolate, strawberries,
white, lovely.
They'll fit very well.
A nice caramel one, Magnum.
We got
me
there.
and Nige know what we're talking about there. Like.
No one there for you, Nige. Alpine.
Yeah, I was just writing them down. I'll have a look at them after we go off of here.
I suppose everybody's got all the different type of boots that they use, and everybody likes their own type of boot. It depends on what you like, really, and what your feet are like. Your feet are whatever different size they fit. Let's see what
Nige, have you got some place like sports bike shop close to you where you can go and try them
we've
on?
got nothing. I think the nearest to me, like a big superstore type thing, is that one.
Isn't it?
Well, you either got to go Southampton, Exeter, or that one in Swindon. What's that? The Mega Superstore, isn't it, or something?
There's one in Bristol, Nige.
Stooler to the Magnum boots come with a bushy mustache.
Yeah.
What? There's a sports bike shop in Bristol.
Yeah, I think so. I've been shopping down at Helmet City, and I find the staff down there a bit cocky. I was going for some boots, and the guy there, he wasn't very helpful because I have a trouble getting the boots on because of my back. And he was getting all sort of like a bit pissy at me. Excuse me, pissy.
Oh, well, that's where you're wrong. See, if you get a GS, your butler bends down and puts your boots on for you.
Do you just leave them on the foot pegs and slip your feet in?
Just ask your butler to do it.
Can you explain this? My brother had a crash once on his bike. He broke his leg, and his boots, they were proper boots that he wore, and his foot came out of the boots. How is that possible when they're in the boot?
Forces.
His boot was separated from his foot. Was all right. He broke his leg, but his boot came off. They were fitted all right. In an accident, does your bones all crimple up or something and go small or something? I don't know.
It's the force. It's what they call acceleration, deacceleration. What happens is when you come at a sudden stop, whatever's loose still moves. This is why you get like internal injuries with somebody's body. So everything, your body stops, but all your internal organs are still moving forward. And then they come to a stop. That's when you get damaged organs and stuff. The similar sort of thing about the lady die in the... I mean, Nigel backed me up, but it's kind of like, but what happens with your boots? And then, you've probably seen yourself, Nige, so many people have crashed their cars and their shoes are missing.
Yeah.
They just fly off in the because they just come away because they're still, the inertia is still
You imagine, Joe, say your car hits a brick wall, that car stops, but then you start you carry on going forward. And then when you hit something, you stop, but then all your internal organs keep. So you've got that inertia just over and over and over.
You don't think of that, do you? If you have a crash and you think, oh, your body stops, the whole thing stops, but it doesn't, does it? I suppose, yeah. You're right, yeah.
And your shoes carry on through the wall and out the other side.
No, I don't believe that. I'm thinking here, but I don't.
I know. I was just reading the shit kicker 400 XXR. Double throb.
Oh dear.
Oh, I fucking love it. I'm going to type that into Google, see what it comes up with.
It might be an actual boot. You never know. Might be possible.
Yeah, it comes up. How many mount camera? That's what.
Camera.
So how did that? I thought
people saying that's not how he got his injury, because they reckon it was on the front of his helmet. It wasn't. It was on the side of his helmet. Apparently,
I would have thought the camera would have came off in a crash.
Yeah, they reckon that the ski helmet he had, that the camera went in, and that's what caused the brain injury. But nobody's come up with any evidence that it actually was his GoPro that did it.
Yeah.
So no one's come up with the actual, well, where's your proof then that, his GoPro was embedded in his head,
Stu said it's not a falling off a ladder, it's the abrupt stop at the end that counts.
Yeah,
which is true.
It's quite fun falling, actually. I don't mind it, but when you stop, that's what
Not when you have a dream. Not when you have a dream in the middle of the night that you fall and all of a sudden you fall out of bed.
Yeah.
That's not very good. Anyway.
That's what they were reporting in the German papers. That it was his cam.
Well, I suppose you never get down to the bottom of the truth, will you? Unless you were physically there, I suppose, would you? Something like that.
Did you, Joe? Did you sub to old Boots on Tour?
Boots on Tour, I did actually. Yes.
Have you watched any of them yet?
I watched one. That was about all, to be honest with you.
Some of the tours they do, they're speaking English.
There's a lot of tours on there.
Yeah, a lot of the ones just click the old CC button and it'll stick up all the subtitles and that. But they do some brilliant tours, absolutely brilliant.
I subbed as well.
Yeah, me too. I watched a couple of them. They brought one out the other day, a video. I watched that. Pretty good.
But they were over last year for the old ABR festival.
Oh, yeah.
Christ. Well, I don't remember that far back. No, they're on about coming to England in June next year.
What place,
well, they were saying, would I be their tour guide for a Dorset tour? So,
yeah, that'd be great, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's typical. I think it was the first week in June, but it's sod's law that we were looking at doing a southwest of Scotland first week in June. But I mean, we can do that whenever.
It's all good fun now.
If you're going around Dorset, I'll come down and have a join in.
You could have a few people there. You could get like a few people there to meet them, couldn't you? Go out for a ride or something like that. If it's makes something a bit more interesting for them, they probably wouldn't mind that. Have you sent them a message?
It's not far.
Did you say you sent them a message and asked them that or not, or just thinking about sending them?
No, they emailed me this morning.
Oh, they emailed you? Wow.
Yeah, I know. Dunk said he met up with them in a couple of videos, didn't they, Dunk, where you met up with them? But they're lovely.
There's a lot of good people in this community, isn't there?
Oh yeah, brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
Most of them are really, really good, as we all are as well, of course.
So I have a question for you guys. Has anybody been to the Motorcycle Live in Birmingham? Is it worth going?
No, I've never been.
No, don't bother. No. Year after year, it's just got worse and worse. To be honest with you, Alex, they started off back in the sort of like 90s. If you went on the last Sunday, you could come away with armfuls of bargains, and you had lots of models posing on the bikes. It was great if you were a young lad. It was absolutely lovely. All the new models coming up each year. It's got more and more stale, to be honest with you. And I was talking to a bloke there who normally, this is about 2015, and he said normally I would brought a load of merch with me. He said, but if you're selling, they treble the rent for where you have like your stand. He said, so if I'm selling, it'll be treble the rent for the weekend. He said, and he said it's just not viable. So I said, well, yeah, a couple of years back, I got loads of free. He said, yeah, I don't want to load the van up. So everything I sell on a Sunday is cheap. So that's the reason why they're not doing it. It's just agreed at the NEC. Plus the parking is getting worse every year and more expensive. Yeah, so if you're coming down to it, no, you're better off with the ABR, to be honest with you.
Yeah, Zed Head saying don't bother either.
Yeah, it just gets worse each year. I mean, it used to be great. It used to be the event to go to, back in the day. But now it's just, and lots of manufacturers are dropping out of it. I don't think there was Yamaha out there last year, and a couple of the others that all fallen away, and they had less stuff there.
Yeah, there's the only big one up here is in Edinburgh, the MCN thing. It's in March. And I didn't go to this one this year. I've been the last couple before that. But it's just exactly as you said. Every year it gets a little bit more stale.
Let's keep away from.
I came away one year with a jacket that I had there, and I paid, I think it was something like this. This would have been ages ago. It would have probably been about sort of like 180 quid. And I got this for 30 quid, this jacket. And it was absolutely, top. I can't remember which manufacturer it was, but it was it didn't have tassels on, but it was really, it lasted me years, and it was an absolute bloody bargain. This thing it was great. That was worth going because you got a bloody bargain.
Yeah.
Maybe
okay, that's good to know.
There's a Scottish bike show apparently. I like the Scottish bike show.
Yeah, that's the MCN one. That's the MCN one at Ingliston. That's where it is, at Edinburgh.
Is that every year?
Yeah, every March.
There's a couple of the classic bike shows which are really good. They one at Glastonbury, Bath and West show ground. That usually gets quite a lot of attention. But the thing is, it's in February. There's the same like the NEC. That's usually in November. It's cold and nobody really wants to ride the bike there, so everyone goes in the car. So they stuff you at the parking. And the one down at the Bath and West showground, they have your parking on the mud, and if it's wet, it's bloody awful trying to get out of there, I tell you.
Nightmare.
So it's better not to go. Save your money. Have a nice ride out somewhere nice and safe.
Dunk's coming out with the high-end quality stuff now. Look, Frank Thomas.
Yeah.
Frank Thomas stuff.
There was Frank Thomas. What was it? Oh, Christ.
I used to have Frank Thomas stuff. Blue it was. Blue and black it was.
That's trendy, that was.
I had Frank Thomas pair of gloves as well. They're pretty good, actually. Not too bad for the price.
Do you know, I went down West Bay. I just bought my Sprint, and they had a deal on years ago. This was when the Sprint first came out, the GT. And they had a deal like you could buy yourself, tog yourself out with a load of Triumph gear. So I bought myself a full set of leathers and a helmet, because of the deal that was going on. I rode down to West Bay, and there's this guy down there who was obviously some sort of gang member there. And as I get off my bike, he goes, "Hey, mate," he says, 10 grand in a sunny day don't make a biker, you know. So I looked back at him. I said, "Well, Neither does a leather jacket and a leather waistcoat and a tattoo, mate. And carried on walking into the gym stand.
Yeah. Mad. Scottish bike show in March. Oh, I bet it's still bloody chilly up there too.
There is a lot of bikes though. A lot of guys go on bikes. Actually, there's more variation of bikes on the outside than there is on the inside.
But no midges anywhere.
No,
Way off by then, aren't they?
We don't get midges on the East Coast. It's only on the West Coast you get the midges.
I have to remember that.
I know when we did our trip, we just come out of youth hostel in the morning at Glencoe, and I've never seen so many. The minute I thought I'm getting my crash helmet and that on before I even get out the building, so had my visor up like a pillock, and I would just walk over the bike, and they come out of nowhere. And yet, all of my mates, they obviously knew where the tasty flesh was, because they never went near my mates, and yet they were biting me like hell.
Fresh meat, Nige, fresh meat.
I think they just thought there's more meat on him than the others.
So you got one piece leather suit. That's the best way to go, I suppose. Not on the Fireblade years ago.
It's like the old saying, isn't it? It's like £5 of shit squeezed into a £4 bag.
At least all your bits stay together. If you fall off the bike and anything happens, all your bits are still there, aren't they? They're not disappear anywhere else. They're there.
So he said he's still working.
Is it still working your screen?
Still working. He's going to carry on listening, but can't see the screen for a while.
He's still earning his coin.
Can you fit a different type of screen on there? On your bike?
On what?
Is it on about the screen for your bike, by the way, or not?
No. Tolga said he's still working, but he's going to carry on listening, but he can't see the screen.
Oh. That's good, isn't it? Eh? I normally do that sometimes. I normally have the computer working on the left, listening to a live or something like that if it's a long one. And if something tweaks me interest, I just look and start watching a bit, then get off it, because sometimes you can't watch them all for like the full hour or 2 hours as they are. But it's nice to just have them there, especially the old Mac.
I tell you, the old comments crack me up.
They're all good. All good comments.
Stu's just said you want to stay in Torridon, you Foster, if you want to see midges. Or if you missed the T out of there, is it midgets? Oh dear, falling apart.
It's not just your back, it's you got a cough. Hope it's not COVID or nothing like that.
Do you know what though? This is doing good.
I thought you could put your hand underneath there and start doing that kind of.
No, I had to hold my bingo wings up.
That's why I'm here.
I thought we were just going to go, here, listen to this.
Oh, dear.
I could do with a copper, actually. A cup of coffee, what I'd have. If anybody's making a cup of coffee, let me know.
Yeah, 2 sugars if you're doing one, Joe.
At my retirement do, I say they put up this video and pictures and that of us over the years, and they put up one where I think it was 2013. We like the calendar girls did a calendar where they all got naked.
Yeah,
so we all did one. Yeah, we all did one.
Oh.
So of course they put it all up on the screen, didn't they?
Here's a good
you had a
question.
wine bottle strategically placed in front of you.
Oh, I had a spinal board. I was half hanging out behind a
bragging a
spinal
bit
board.
at you there, really, like the width of the spinal board.
Yeah. Right, Stu's just said, what's the one thing not fitted to bikes as standard that you'd like to see? Shaft rock.
Comfortable.
Yep, not all right, but comfort seat. Why pay extra for comfort seat?
a vegan mocha espresso. And he says beer machine.
The beer machine, an oil chain, chain oil, there's something extras.
Free petrol.
Oh, a coffee machine would be nice, though, wouldn't it?
Toaster.
Toaster, yeah.
A top box toaster rack.
How about an automatic wheel changer? Takes the wheels off and repairs the puncture and puts it back on again.
Or you moving.
Exactly.
It is a very good question, though, isn't it? Because the first thing you do normally when you get a bike in it is you change stuff. Yeah.
You've got to add things for your bike. You've got to make it your own personal thing, haven't you? Add your bits and pieces. Everybody's different. They don't all add the same things. Like I've added sockets.
I mean, this day and age, I mean, it probably more so for us over in this country because of the weather we get, but heated grips, why are they not standard these days?
The standard on the NT1100.
Andy says ashtray and air freshener. Give the butler something to empty.
There's always things to add. I think sat navs are quite an essential thing these days, to be honest, on bikes. They're not that dear, are they? If you look at the sat navs you can buy now and everything, and the carp you ride things, they're not that dear to put a screen on and have a sat nav on a bike, is it? It's a standard thing in the car nowadays, isn't it? I think every car you buy now has got a sat nav in it, and they're very, very handy. That's probably one good thing I'd probably have on a bike.
The one thing I would say that every bike should have, regardless of the size, is some kind of USB 12-volt socket. Right? I mean that should be every single bike, and there's so many bikes come without any of that stuff. And then you've got to fuss about getting it wired up straight to the battery or whatever.
Now, built-in tyre pump, Zed is saying, is a really good thing to have as well. I've got a portable one, and I know Zed has got one as well that he's a battery one he's got on his bike. But one that's actually on the bike, a compressor is only that sort of size. You can fit one of them anywhere.
When you think about it, cars get these emergency get you home kind of like tire inflators and stuff like that. Why can't they do the same for a bike?
Yeah,
like a repair kit and an inflator.
Yeah, but you don't want the foam you're sticking, because if you put the foam in, it affects your tires and things, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, you want to do like one with like a plug thing, like rather than doing the what's it, tire seal and stuff like that. But plug kit and a small compressor would be nice.
That would be good, yeah.
I mean, what Dylan said there about the bloody tires. I mean, some bikes, the tires they come with, that Tracer, when I first got that 900 GT, that had some Bridgestones on there, but in the wet, they were horrible, absolutely horrible.
And I agree with you, Dylan. The Android Auto is one of the best things with the NT1100 as well. Perfect. I was riding along just yesterday on the bike, and it said there was a car broken down. It's done it a few times where it comes up with a message saying there's a broken down. I don't know if you had this, Alex, as well. Is there's a car broken down or something? A vehicle stalled, it says. And sure enough, it picks up where the vehicle stalled. And I still can't work out how it's doing that. Because it's within, say, 200 meters. It says there's a car stalled ahead. And there is a car stalled ahead. I've even had it where it said there's debris on the road. And there's been debris on the road. I just don't know how it does it. Unless it's people reporting it and it adds it to the database or something. Really, it's really, really good Android Auto, I tell you. Better than any sat nav I've ever had.
I don't use it very often. I used it in Norway for a bit, but I don't. I've got a standalone one, so I don't need to rely on the phone. I've got a TomTom 550, which is fine.
Yeah, but it's the information you get from it is amazing. You know what happened, the traffic information, everything else, massively up to date. It's incredible. Car crashes, anything like that, comes up with it. And even
Andy said there about having dash cams. I mean, that Tojj 900 DSX, that comes as standard with the old front camera now, which is recording all the time.
Yeah, I mean the Chinese bikes are coming far more equipped than the Japanese or European ones. Oh,
that Tojj is absolutely incredible, and it is essentially an F850 F900 BMW.
Yeah.
It's virtually. I mean, it's got Brembos, it's got upmarket suspension components and everything. although it's almost 9,000 quid plus the on the road costs, and you get a full set of blooming aluminium luggage with it as well.
Yeah,
Heated seats, both seats.
It just goes to show how much the manufacturers are making, don't they? The big manufacturers, how much they're making. They're making them a lot more bikes and charging a lot more.
And I get that people are going to be skeptical because they're not, all right, they're not tried and tested, but that engine is what's been in those BMWs for blooming years.
How about an SOS?
Good old nylon tires. Yes.
How about an SOS signal on your bike? So if you come off, that's an essential thing. If something happens, you want to be informed straight away.
Well,
that's quite good.
Us GS riders have got that.
You got it already? OEM tyres that are built to cost, but replacements exact the same tyre.
That's what Trump said.
Cost, yeah.
Apparently, there's a little code on the side of the tyre that tells you what the quality of the tyre is. So you can get, I don't know, Road Smart 6s or something, but there are differences between them. There's I can't remember what you call it, but there's a table that you look at, and it'll tell you the type of quality that's built into it, and therefore the likely age of the bike, the age of the tyres going to last.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah. Well, my little 125 is doing well. Not a bit of rust on it anywhere. It's like brand new still. I've had it like 6 months now, so doing really well. Mine.
Yeah.
And nothing on the NT 1100. Have you got anything on your 1100 that you can see that any problem on it? Because mine's absolutely spot on as well.
So mine is fine. Even my NC, which is 5.5 years old now.
Yeah.
There's a little bit, but it was down to my fault.
Yeah, me as well. Yeah, I agree with that.
But, the bike itself, no, they just last. No,
they're ideal. I love that NT 1100. It's a brilliant bike.
It is, isn't it? It's got. I find it's got great balance. See, coming back up the road along Loch Earn, there's lots of twisty roads coming along, and it's like that all the way for several miles.
Yeah.
And the bike was just fantastic. It really was. Just felt so well balanced.
Yeah. Well, you do notice the difference. If you ride on a really, really small bike like a 125 and you get on that and it feels like it's stuck to the road, completely different. You feel it's never going to move at all, the weight, nothing. It's lovely.
Yeah, they were lethal, absolutely lethal. And there wasn't a tread pattern on it, was it, H? It was just lines around the tire.
Yeah.
You can feel the back end sliding around everywhere.
Yeah, you certainly crafted your art when you rode around on those, I tell you.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, guys, I'm going to have to come to an end soon.
No, don't.
Yeah, it's 1 hour. I have to go to work, as you know, and I've been quite working more than normal these past few weeks, and we're up to Christmas, so hopefully we'll get another live stream. Hopefully I get a video out next week. If I can
did anybody see Rev Bomb's live stream on Friday?
No, I didn't.
I've won six shiny little motorcycle key rings. If anyone wants them, they're free. I'm going to give them away.
He's good, isn't he? Well, you're giving them away, or
yeah, I won them. So he said I can do with them what I like. I can eBay them or not, or whatever I want. So I thought I'd give them away.
Oh, well,
I haven't got a key ring on mine, so I'll have one.
It was very sort of. It's like diamond art. You stick these little diamonds in the shape of a motorbike. Yeah. Very, very pucker. So if you want one,
do you do the lottery? Because you seem to win an awful lot of prizes.
I won £5 on the Euro Millions, and 2 free lucky tips for Wednesdays. Yes, so I'm really hopeful. I've always said that if I won the lottery, right, what I'm going to do, if I big time, I'm not talking a tenner or crap like that, but if I won the lottery big time, I can arrange a date where I'm going to meet at one of these super bike stores and everybody like that, and whoever turns up between these times. And if I know them off YouTube, I'm going to buy them a new lid.
Yep.
That's how.
I thought you were going to say buy him a new motorbike.
No, bloody. You have a bike off me. No fault. Yeah, you I'm that. A new lid. I might chuck in some gloves if you're really, a good mate, But
Oh, Dylan's got one of my favourite bikes. Like, he got the CB 1300.
Yeah, it's perfect condition.
Lovely old bikes.
Yeah, I'm a fanboy as well, Dylan.
Yeah, me as well. I like Hondas or Honda people. Different people. The difference with BMD is the backup service. Well, I've had no problem with service with my Honda either, to be honest. Goes if I get
Yeah, but I put a little add on to that, and the butler, of course.
Oh yeah. German jobbies.
Like a chambermaid with your BMW for if you have like the
with the little duster.
Does she come round every Friday and sort of
polish your bits?
You've done your back.
Dylan's just said, Joe, can you print a cover for the steering stem on the NT?
For the steering stem, I probably could. Yeah. What sort of cover would you like? To cover the whole from what side to what side. If you draw it on a picture, Dylan, draw it on a bit of paper or something and email me what you're after, and I'll see if I can do something for you. I can draw it out in CAD and get one printed, or I can leave the printed file on my printables page. And on the printables page, by the way, if anybody goes to my channel on the first page at top, it's got a link to printables. And in that link to printables, that I've got things I've made and printed, and there's 3 things in there relating to motorbikes and the NT1100. First one is a number plate cover. If anybody of you fancy riding around on your motorbike and covering your back number plate up, there's a little cover you can clip on the back and it'll blank your number plate out. I use that if I'm doing any videos. I just hook it over the number plate and it doesn't see the number plate. The other one is there's a file in there for the power sockets that I did on the NT1100. So if you've want to put the power sockets in your bike, you can get that, print it, and use that as a file for that. And there's something else, I can't remember what it was. I put this 3 on there. I don't know what the other one was actually. Let me see. Let me see if I can find it. I've got to find. I can't remember what I've put on there, but let's have a look. There is. Oh, the other one was for the NT1100. If you notice my bike, the bottom screen on the NT1100 has a display on it, and you can see your miles per. You can see your miles per speed and also your total mileage. And what I've done, I've made a cover that goes on there that covers it, and you can only see the alarm, the warnings, basically. So if you're riding along and you flick your display on the dashboard to rev counter only, you can't see any speed at all. But if you flick it with speed, you can see speed. So what it does, it covers the speed up, because I don't want to see that all the time. It's quite a handy thing to have, and it does look nice. And in the night time, it's a little bit darker as well. It's not as glary in your face. So if anybody wants
expensive, Joe, to print stuff, is it? I mean, what is it you use? Is it?
It's just plastic. It's a roll of plastic. There, wait there.
Oh, he's twerking now, look.
I always have a printer handy somewhere. I've got a couple of printers in this room, but that's what it is. It's just a roll of plastic like that.
That's fishing line. It's Flymo line, isn't it?
It's you can print nylon. I've got nylon and other stuff I can print with, but yeah.
What? And it just melts it together.
It does this sort of thing. That there is 3D printed.
Hey, I need something like that. I need something like that.
That's my laptop to give it an angle and to put it on the desk, sort of thing.
Joe, could you do me a couple of wedges like that? I'll give you the dimensions. So I need it to prop. I need it to prop this up. I'll show you.
It's not a joke, is it? Because I know what you're like.
I need it angled, like to prop it up, like 30-degree angle.
Well, if you can draw it, I can print it.
Well, I give something like that. I'll give you dimensions, same sort of angle, maybe even slightly higher.
Yeah,
but
you tell me what you want.
How much?
Free.
Free?
Yeah, as long as you don't want 100 of them.
No, just need 2, 1 for each end.
That's all right.
The first one's free. The second one's 50 quid.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
50 quid postage.
Yeah, I can do that. No
I'll send you
problem.
some stuff. Exactly the same as that, but backwise.
The right angle. I get the exact angle and size you want. Yeah, no. And
Yeah.
Dylan, if you have an idea with the cover for your handlebar, write it down on a paper or something like that. Email me and let me know what it is, and I'll try and draw something up and print something for you. If that's okay, because it's a handy little thing that somebody else might want somewhere else. You see, so don't mind doing things like that. So yeah, I'm gonna have. Pardon?
Clever stuff.
It is all good stuff. What I might do a very short video, not bike related, this week or something, showing how I design the nipple, the square one.
Yeah.
Which is your painted idea, Nige. I know that, but I'm stealing the idea off you. But mine is square, not round, so it can't be a copyright infringement. But the idea is the same. I'll set a video of how we draw it out and how I print it, because it'll take 10 seconds. It won't take long to print them sort of things.
Yeah.
But it's a very good idea.
Christmas stream. We'll all be putting in orders. Christmas.
Yeah.
Joe's RC.
I think I've lost all the comments on the side. Didn't you see that one? Who sent that one? Is it after that one or before that one?
No, Dylan said, "When's the Christmas stream?" Stu said, "Christmas."
Christmas. Yeah, that's true as well, isn't it? There will be a stream sometime in Christmas. But yeah, that's great.
Dear.
Right, well, I'm going to disappear, I'm afraid. And
Well, I've got my list of motorcycle boots to go and research.
Wonderful. Let's have a quick go through the list. Everybody's going to have to help me here. I'm going to start off with Dylan. Thank you for coming along. I'll just say names: Dylan, Nige, who's on the panel here, Howie, who's on the panel, Alex, who's on the panel, and also we have Andy GSA Tractor. We've also had, I think, German Jobbies, Jerry from Black Cap Cafe Racer 2-4, and also let me click. Let me see who else we got.
Zedhead.
Zedhead, yep. Zedhead was here. And if you noticed last week, I didn't put the list of all the people on the last video, but I will do that when I get around to it. And also, let me see, Zedhead, Andy GSA Tractor. The problem is there's so many here. Comments, shall I say? The comments have been pretty good tonight, actually.
Yeah, they haven't been too rude, have they?
Oh, Tolga,
yep. Tolga was there as well, yep. I think that was it, wasn't it? I don't think there was any more. German Jobby, Tolga.
I'm just looking back.
There must be a way of actually capturing these in like a list, because once you close the stream, you can't see them anymore to look through to see who was there. And I can't write them down quick enough to remember them all. Got a terrible memory. Anyway, I think that's all. If I missed anybody, I apologize, but you will be in the list in the comments once I update them. So thank you very much all for coming along. Do appreciate it. And I hope to see you next one. And looking forward to that email from you, Howie, and also Dylan. We'll sort them out for you one way or another.
I'll measure something up in a minute and send you something up.
Brilliant. All right then. Thanks very much, everybody. Have a good
Bye,
week.
everyone.
Thank you very much. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
There they are, gone.